Hi viewers, welcome to Shaker's Biofactory for NEET. Principles of Inheritance and Variations with Autosomal Mendelian Disorders like Myotonic Dystrophy and Sickle Cell Anemia. If you like this video, subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get notifications. Like, follow, and share my videos to your students and friends to get more information in biology related to NEET and other national state level competitive exams. In this video, I am going to explain the autosome linked Mendelian disorders like myotonic dystrophy and sickle cell anemia. Mendelian disorders is a type of genetic disorders primarily resulting due to alteration in one gene or as a result of abnormalities in the structure of genome. They are transmitted to the offsprings as per Mendelian principles. The pattern of inheritance of such disorders can be traced in a family by the pedigree analysis. The types of Mendelian genetic disorders. According to the Mendel laws of inheritance, the different types of Mendelian disorders it includes the first one is autosomal dominant, second one is autosomal recessive, the third one is sex linked dominant, and fourth one is sex linked recessive. The first one autosomal dominant disorders. So these autosomal dominant disorders occur when only one defective copy of an autosomal gene is required to express the disease. As a result, the affected individuals have one normal allele and other mutated allele in case of autosomal dominant disorders. In autosomal dominant inheritance, only one copy of disease allele it is necessary for an individual to susceptible to expressing the phenotype of disorder. With each pregnancy in an individual, there is 1 is to 50% of chance of the is there for offspring will inherited with disease allele in case of autosomal dominant disorders. The myotonic dystrophy is an example for autosomal dominant disorder. Myotonic dystrophy is a long term of genetic disorder in this that affects muscle functioning and it is a type of muscular dystrophy. This disorder it is caused due to defect in a gene that can produce myotonic protein kinase. It is present on autosome chromosome. It is 19th chromosome and it is expressed in dominant condition so that it is an autosomal dominant disorder. The gene of a myotonic protein kinase is affected due to having of increasing in cytosine, thymine, guanine repeats by mutation. Such mutations are called as triple repeat mutations. In this disorder, it affects muscle functioning, especially muscle stiffness. The person with this disorder, the muscles are weak and are slow to relax after contraction. That means it unable to relax contracted muscles. The features of myotonic dystrophy. The vast and weakness of facial muscles and distal limb. The prominent forehead, narrow face with a frontal baldness, poorly developed chin, along with testicular atrophy, decreased glucose tolerance. These are the some of the symptoms of myotonic dystrophy. And second type is autosomal recessive disorders. Autosomal recessive inheritance, it involves in mutation in both copies of gene, and these autosomal recessive disorders can be expressed if it having two mutated allele in an individual. Some of the examples like sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, and cystic fibrosis. These four are example for autosomal recessive disorders, and the first example is that is sickle cell anemia. In this sickle cell anemia, it is an example for autosomal recessive disorder, and in this it is an inherited red blood cell disorder, and in this disorder the quality of hemoglobin is affected, so that it is a quality disorder. Sickle cell anemia is an inherited red blood cell disorder, can be transmitted from parents to offsprings when both male and female parental individuals acts as a carrier for that disorder. The sickle cell disease is caused by mutations in the hemoglobin, especially the beta polypeptide chain gene. And this gene, it is found on chromosomal 11. It is an autosome. In red blood cell, the hemoglobin molecule, it is made up of two important components. In this, one is heme, it is a pigment, and the remaining is a globin protein. The heme is a pigment. It gives red color to RBC and consists of four protoporphyrin rings, and at center it consists of iron element in the form of Fe2 plus. Now it is called as heme. It is a pigment. It gives red color to RBC. These are located in these points. The globin protein, it is made up of four polypeptide chains. In these, two polypeptide chains are alpha chains and two polypeptide chains are beta chains. The alpha chain is formed by a gene, and this gene is located on chromosome 16. But beta polypeptide chain, it is formed by a gene. It is located on chromosome 11. This beta chain is formed by a gene. It is called as HBA, and it is located on autosomal chromosome. The DNA sequence of HBA gene in DNA is from 3' to 5' end CAC, GTG, GAC, TGA, GGA, CTC, CTC. These are the first 7 genetic codes present in that gene, and the complementary sequence, it consists of from 5' to 3' end GTG, CAC, CTG, ACT, CCT, GAG, GAG. So it is the DNA sequence in both strands from 3' to 5' end and 5' to 3' end of HBA gene. These are first 7 genetic codes. So after completion of transcription, this DNA can produces an mRNA molecule. So this mRNA molecule having a sequence, it is similar to the coding strand, and the sequence of this mRNA is GUG, CAC, CUG, ACU, CCU, GAG, GAG from 5' to 3' direction. So based on this sequence, this mRNA can produces a protein, and in this protein the amino acid sequence is valine, histidine, leucine, threonine, proline, glutamic acid, and glutamic acid. So in the structure of the DNA and mRNA, the sixth position is very most important. In sixth position, the DNA consists of CTC from 3' to 5', GAG from 5 prime to 3 prime. But in the structure of mRNA, GAG codon is present from 5 prime to 3 prime. This GAG codon, it codes glutamic acid. The gene HBA for beta polypeptide chain, it naturally consists of codes for a sequence of 146 amino acid. In the structure of beta polypeptide chain, totally 146 amino acids are present, but in this we are going to discuss first 6 only. The sixth genetic code is GAG in the structure of mRNA. The first 6 of these amino acids are valine, histidine, leucine, threonine, proline and glutamic acid. Due to point mutation, a single adenine base is replaced by thymine in DNA and that is present in RNA in the form of uracil. For HBA gene, it is the sequence, and in this sequence, just at a sixth genetic code region, now here the adenine present in 5 prime to 3 prime, it is replaced by thymine immediately in complementary sequence or complementary stand from 3 prime to 5 prime, it becomes into adenine. So the change it occur only at one nitrogen base pair location, so that it is called as point mutation. Due to this point mutation, the HBA gene it becomes into HBS gene. At this time, the change it will be reflected even in mRNA also, because at the sixth position the genetic code GAG it becomes into GUG. So due to having of one nitrogen base change in the structure of a beta polypeptide chain at the sixth position, so the glutamic acid it is replaced by valine. In gene sequence of HBA gene at the sixth codon position due to point mutation, GAG codon it is in RNA, it is changed into GUG, and this gene it will modifies as HBS gene. Due to this point mutation at the sixth position of beta chain instead of glutamic acid, so glutamic acid is an hydrophilic amino acid, and this glutamic acid it is replaced by valine, and this valine is a hydrophobic amino acid. So glutamic acid is hydrophilic in nature, valine is hydrophobic in nature, it is present in the structure of beta polypeptide chain. So now it becomes into a mutated beta chain. This mutated beta chain can form an abnormal or mutated sickle hemoglobin in RBC. This mutated hemoglobin molecule, when it undergoes deoxygenated process, so normal hemoglobin it never change its structure. That's why it is the RBC present in biconcave shape. But after deoxygenation process, this mutated hemoglobin it undergoes polymerization, and due to this polymerization, this hemoglobin it undergoes polymerization under low oxygen tension or oxygen deficiency, that leads to hypoxia, and due to this hypoxia the biconcave RBC it will be converted into elongated sickle shaped structure. So it is the normal shape of RBC, it is having biconcave shape, but due to mutated hemoglobin, when this mutated hemoglobin undergoes polymerization, at this time the biconcave RBC becomes into elongated sickle shape. That process is called as sickling. The polymer of mutated hemoglobin it modifies the structure of RBC and make it fragile and less flexible, and also it reduces its lifespan after deoxygenation. In sickle-shaped RBC polymer of hemoglobin, this polymer of a mutated hemoglobin, it reduces the affinity for oxygen. So due to this, the free oxygen, it becomes into molecular oxygen in the form of O2. The repeated sickling process, it makes the plasma membrane weak, and also it causes premature destruction of RBC in blood that leads to anemia. So in this way, when the plasma membrane become weak, the cells will be ruptured and the number of RBC will be reduced. That is called anemia. Anemia is a condition in which there is a deficiency of red blood cells. It is also called as erythropoiesis, or the hemoglobin content also reduced in blood. It is called as hemolysis. In sickle cell anemia, basically there is no health problems unless exposed to extreme conditions like altitude or dehydration. The sickle-shaped RBC causes acylation. That means the block blood vessels. It blocks the blood vessels and increase heart rate and blood pressure and causes swelling and pain in hands and feet. Some other symptoms like vasoconstriction, deficiency in breathing, and decrease severity of Plasmodium falciparum malaria. So in malaria, the Plasmodium complete life cycle in RBC, but due to sickle cell anemia, the RBC undergoes prematuration death, and in this RBC, this pathogen, it never completes its life cycle. So both carriers and affected person of sickle cell anemia are resistant to malaria, so that it is very prevalent in malaria belt regions of Mediterranean Europe, Sub-Saharan Africa and tropical Asia. There are three genotypes possible in population due to sickle cell anemia. In this, the first type is HbA. It is a normal and homozygous condition. The second type is HbA-HbS. It is also normal but acts as a carrier due to heterozygous condition. HbS-HbS. It is a disease condition. The individual die attaining maturity, and it is also homozygous in nature. The inheritance pattern of sickle cell anemia. So the parents, in case if both parents are carrier for sickle cell anemia, like HbA-HbS. So if both parents are carrier for this sickle cell anemia, at this time, both these parents can produce two types of gametes. In this, 50% of gametes are with HbA and 50% of gametes are with HbS. So these gametes are fused randomly, and the first combination is HbA-HbA. The individual become normal. And second combination HbA-HbS, it become carrier, and third individual HbA-HbS, it become carrier, and fourth combination HbS-HbS, it is unusual die in childhood because of sickle cell anemia. So when we calculate the phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio, the normal is equal to 1, carrier 2 and affected individual 1, so that the genotypic and phenotypic ratio of sickle cell anemia, it becomes into 1:2:1 when both parents acts as a carrier. The sickle cell anemia is a pleiotropic disease because the expression of a gene, a single mutated HbS gene, it can produces numerous consequences throughout the body, like it change the mutated HbS gene or mutated hemoglobin molecule. It can change the structure of hemoglobin initially. Along with that, the mutated gene can change the shape of RBC, and also it affects the oxygen carrying capacity of RBC, avoid the malaria disease, and reduce the lifespan of RBC. So in this way, a single mutated gene can affect more than one trait. So in this way, mutated gene affect more than one trait, so that it is an example for pleiotropic genes. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe my channel, like, share my videos to your students and friends.